how events in Panama created the modern world millions of years ago. Alex Farnsworth, postdoctoral research associate, meteorology, University of Bristol, and Emma Stone, research associate, climatology, University of Bristol, again in UK, on the conversation. Panama has been in the news for other reasons recently, but paleoclimatologists have known for a long time of its significance. In fact, the information of this thin strip of land between North and South America may be one of the key events in Earth's history. Today, the Panama Canal is one of the world's most important shipping lanes, although large ships can go straight between the Atlantic and Pacific Oceans while avoiding longer, often more dangerous routes around the tip of South America. But this is not the first time there has been an equatorial connection between our two largest oceans. More than 20 million years ago, Panama and much of Central America was underwater, or more accurately, much of this landmass was yet to form, and water flowed freely between these two climatically important ocean basins. And once you zoom out the geological timescales of millions of years, it becomes apparent that plate tectonics, continents drifting around the Earth's surface, have a huge impact on the climate. The position of continents naturally affects the shape and size of the oceans, and crucially, the currents that flow within them that transport energy in the form of heat to different parts of our globe. In this case, the shallowing and eventual closure of the Panama Gateway and creation of the Isthmus of Panama, where both continents become connected by land, strengthen what we call the Atlantic meridional overturning circulation, a current that transports warm equatorial waters north and is responsible for Europe's mild winters, the Gulf Stream, that is. This played a crucial role in shaping our modern climate system. How Panama closed. None of this happened overnight. What's now Panama lies on the boundaries of South and North America, Caribbean, and the Cocos Plates, and collisions between these huge landmasses around 23 to 25 million years ago led to rises in the seafloor and the formation of underwater volcanoes. Over time, these eventually emerged above the waterline. By 7 million to 11 million years ago, the volcanoes had grown and the sea had become shallow enough that deep water exchange between the Pacific and Atlantic is thought to have ceased, leading to a reorganization of oceanic currents. Finally, around 3 million years ago, a land bridge emerged connecting both South and North America, or so the story goes. Now, why timing matters. Establishing the timeline is crucial in piecing together the Panama Gateway's climatic role, yet new evidence suggests that closure was earlier than previously thought. Fossils of both terrestrial and marine species suggest closure may now even date back to around 20 million years ago, when there were periods of land chains above sea level, although likely not fully connected. This is 17 million years earlier than first suggested. Although land species were moving between the continents as far back as 20 million years ago, it was not significant until 6 million years ago, implying there must have been still inhibitors to mass migration of species between these land masses before then. The recent removal of sediment from the new expansion of Panama Canal unearthed 20 million year old fossilized trees, adding further weight to an earlier closure hypothesis. The same study also suggests the isthmus may have been formed an uninterrupted chain of land between the late Eocene, that's 20 to 30 million years ago, to the late Miocene, that's 11 million to 5 million years ago, further compounding the long and complex history of this climate-altering event. Changing oceans, changing climates. The shoaling and eventual closure of the Panama Gateway was a key reason for glaciation in the northern hemisphere, as winds in the atmosphere often respond to what is occurring in the ocean below. Changes in oceanic circulation that developed with the shallowing and closure of the Panama Seaway led to warm, moist winds blowing northwards. This fresh water held in the atmosphere was deposited at high altitudes where glaciers and ice sheets could form. Analysis of geologic data has shown that despite an open Panama Gateway with no isthmus, The strength of the Atlantic meridional oceanic circulation was unaffected during the Pliocene, that's 2 to 5 million years ago. This cast doubts on the key importance of complete isolation between the Atlantic and the Pacific. Indeed, conventional geological theory on the role of Panama seaways being challenged, some argue that greater heat transport towards the poles in the form of stronger Gulf Stream may have actually hindered ice growth and delayed glaciation in the Northern Hemisphere. One climate modeling study suggests, though, that the increased moisture transport outweighs the increase in temperature, supporting the hypothesis that the closure intensified Northern Hemisphere glaciations through changes in oceanic circulation. The closure of Panama and the end of deep water currents flowing between oceans is not solely responsible for kicking off the ice ages. Other primary factors include decreased amounts of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere, changes in the Earth's axis, the long-term wobbles, which meant the poles received less sun. However, we can say the transformation of Panama from seaway to isthmus played a crucial role in shaping our present-day climate. It's a great example of how geography and climate are linked. One small strip of newly created land changed the planet forever. If you'd like to join me on my Patreon account, you will hear content not covered by mainstream media. These riveting stories will be based on my research, and I will state my opinions and give my personal insight on diverse and controversial subjects and world events not covered by mainstream media, and not supported by YouTube guidelines. So whatever I have on my Patreon, most of those will not be on my YouTube channel. Please consider becoming a member today. More of the most significant and important videos will be on my Patreon channel. Your support helps me to continue my research and keeps this YouTube channel alive. And we depend on your support, your generous charity, because we help economically challenged families here in Athens, Greece, in Kapota, and we also help the young generation with university tuition and the community around our church. Thank you.